Everything changed the moment the old elephant collapsed. It wasn't a sudden fall, it was slow, graceful, almost like he chose the very spot where his journey would end. He had roamed this jungle for decades. Trees had grown while he passed. Rivers had changed course as he drank from them. He had led herds, protected calves, and silently watched over the jungle. But that day, he simply laid down near the ancient banyan tree, folded his legs, and exhaled one last time. And then the jungle fell completely silent. No birds called, no branches snapped. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Animals that usually kept their distance crept closer. A monkey that was chattering just a moment ago froze mid-sentence, staring at the still giant. A deer froze mid-step, staring at the still giant. Even a leopard, known for its aggressive nature, stood at a respectful distance, its ears low not out of fear, but reverent. The forest knew this wasn't just the passing of a large male, it was the ending of an era. This elephant wasn't just another creature. He was a memory keeper. He had walked every trail, bathed in every stream, and left marks on every tree with his tusks. His presence had kept balance, stopping fights between rival herds, guiding lost calves, even rescuing injured animals during floods. Without speaking a word, he had shaped the rhythm of life in the jungle. As hours passed, animals arrived, one by one, not to feed or attack, but to pay respect. A lone parrot flew down and perched on his tusk. A pack of wolves sat still on a nearby hill. Unmoving, a wise old turtle that hadn't been seen in years slowly made its way toward the clearing. Even ants moved around him, not over him. The ground didn't shake, the trees didn't fall, but something deeper had shifted. Something ancient, something profound. The jungle was in mourning. For 3 days, no predator hunt, no loud calls echoed. At night, the jungle usually hummed with insects, croaks, and howls. But those nights were different. It was as if the jungle was mourning. Then on the 4th morning, something unusual happened. A young elephant calf, the one who was always trailing behind, staying quiet, stepped forward. He touched the old elephant's tusk gently, and then he turned toward the trees, and the herd followed him. The silence slowly faded. Birds began to sing again. Leaves rustled. The jungle woke up, but something had been passed on. Not just leadership, but wisdom. Respect? Memory? This wasn't just about the passing of an elephant. It was a story whispered through leaves, carried by the wind, and etched in every tree. It was a story about strength. In the wild, strength isn't always about sharp teeth or powerful claws. Sometimes it's in the quiet moments, in the respect that echoes through generations. If this story touched you, don't forget to subscribe. Your whispers matter. Like and comment on my channel. Jungle Echoes, Rescue, and Mystery, where every whisper of the wild still lives on. Now let me tell you another tale of the wild. Have you heard about the tigress who adopted an orphan calf? No, not her own. A different species entirely. They say the jungle has its own magic. It can mend broken hearts and create the most unusual friendships. Deep in the emerald embrace of a dense forest lived a tigress. She was majestic, fierce, a true queen of the jungle. Her stripes were her armor, her eyes, twin embers of power. But one moonlit night, her world shifted on its axis. She found a newborn calf, all alone, abandoned, and something stirred within her. A forgotten maternal instinct. She could have easily left him there. The ways of the wild are harsh. A tiger doesn't raise prey, but she didn't. Instead, she took him under her striped wing, or should I say paw. She became his mother, teaching him the language of the jungle. But why is a tigress raising a Barusancha calf such a big deal? Barasinghas are prey. They're supposed to be meals, not adopted children. Well, because of this unique bond, the dynamics of their little corner of the forest changed. You see, tigers typically hunt alone, relying on stealth and raw power. But the tigress started bringing her prey back to the little Barujinha, sharing her hard-earned meal with him. Now, you might think the other animals were pretty shocked. A tiger cub playing with a spotted deer calf, all smiles and swats, having tea parties with monkeys, exchanging gifts with birds, and even sharing fishing tips with otters. It was quite the sight, but as the Barushinga calf grew, so did the questions and murmurs. The other animals were curious, a little wary, and also deeply respectful. Tigers don't raise prey. As I said before, it's unheard of, so they couldn't help but wonder, what's going on here? Why is the tigress taking care of this Barusi? The tigress, with her amber eyes and powerful paws, was a force to be reckoned with. The other animals often wondered, what kind of adventures will the brave little Barujia get up to with a tiger as his mother? Will he learn to hunt alongside her? Or will he stick to being the playful, kind-hearted deer he is? One day, a sly fox approached the tigress. He was known for his cunning ways and trickery, and today, he had a question that had been on everyone's mind. Why? He asked, tilting his head. Why do you take care of a bark? It's against the laws of the jungle. The tigress looked at him, her gaze steady and unwavering. This is my family, she said, her voice a low rumble, and in my family, we don't leave our own. The fox was taken aback. He had never thought of it that way. Family wasn't about species or kind. It was about love and care. The tigress continued. Besides, the jungle can be a harsh place. If I didn't take care of him, who would? The fox nodded slowly, understanding dawning on him. The tigress was right. The jungle could be unforgiving, and sometimes all it took was a little kindness to make a difference. From that day on, the fox became a regular visitor. He brought news from around the jungle, stories of bravery and kindness, and even a few jokes to lighten the mood. Now, the animals of the jungle still talked, but their whispers held more kindness and understanding. The tigress had taught them a valuable lesson. Sometimes, the most unlikely families are the strongest. If this story made you feel warm inside, don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. And if you'd like to hear more stories like these, hit the like button. Who knows? You might just stumble upon another adventure from the heart of the wild.